where do you turn for business advice? And I guess it probably isn't too far. I mean, you've got a family who's an entrepreneurial family,
Yes.
but where do you go for business advice?
So of course, Sean, my partner,
Hmm.
we're back and forth
Yeah.
all day. I mean, we must talk like 40 times a day. I mean, nonstop. There's no barrier. There's no time frame. I've called him at 3 in the morning um, for business advice. And
Yeah.
it's almost too much sometimes. I'll never forget. I didn't have kids. Sean had his first kid. We owned the bar, and we were redoing the bar menu, the food menu. And I went to the hospital with my laptop, and I think about it now. What was I doing? And I was like, "Oh, congratulations on the baby. We got to finish the menu." And Sean was like, "Oh, let's do it." So the baby was in the corner. His wife was, in the bed, and we were doing the menu. And long story short, we named the sandwich after the baby. But maybe that's too much. Now that I look back, I'm like, what was I doing? But having a core family, and my father, growing up in business, I always joke around. My mother went back to work when I was maybe 5, 6, 7, and I was really with my dad at that point a lot, and I was always at the bike shop and just watching him and decisions he's made. And it grows on you fast. Like kids watch, kids understand what goes on and they hear you talk. And having that constantly in my life where my parents always set us up where it was like, hey, you can go buy sneakers, $30. If you want to buy $50 sneaker, you're going to pay for it. And giving us the ability to make decisions is important. And right or wrong, that helps you in business. So our parents are really there for us, and they helped us in decisions and not making decisions for us. Going back to the old school pie charts, good, bad, maybe in the middle, and constantly we still do that. And I'm very lucky that we purchased a store from Dan Marazzo, and really been a major impact in the business for us because Dan's a genuinely really good guy and has helped us. And I could call Dan at any moment and say, hey, I'm in this problem. And he's like, well, I've been there. So here's what I did. So, and it helps you. The more people in the industry, and Dan's led us to more people. And, you just kind of have to talk to people and listen to what they say, and it may not be what you think or what you want to hear sometimes, or maybe you're wrong in the decision. But when you listen to someone else and they give you the truth, you have to be able to keep your ego at the door and make the right decision, and that's something.
Right.
Not having an ego and throwing it to the side is really important because, when people give their genuine advice and live experiences of things they've done, you got to listen,
Hmm. No, absolutely. Well, that's interesting. What